Hello and welcome back to the Lobo Designs channel. My name is Heather Lynn. I'm the owner of Lobo Designs, and I'm here today with a quick tutorial on how to use the Align panel inside Adobe Illustrator. So let's get started. The Align panel is located up here on the left side. Often if you have an object selected, you will also see it over here in the Properties menu. You can also view the Align menu if you don't have it open by going up into the Window menu and going down to Align. Once you have that shown, I'm going to create a couple objects on the artboard to show you how to use all of these options up here. So let's get started by creating a couple shapes on my artboard. I'm going to use the L ellipse tool with the shift key to create a circle. I'm going to change it to black fill just so you can see it a little bit more. Using the selection tool, I'm going to make another copy of this, and then I'm going to make a square, maybe a rectangle, just so we have a couple of things to play with on this screen. Here's a polygon. Let's make this a hexagon. And what I'm going to do here is select everything. I'm going to give it no stroke just to make sure that we don't have extras that we don't need. And I'm going to just change the colors of some of these so that we can see them a little bit clearer. So let's just make this blue. We'll make this a darker blue. We'll do shades of blue today. Make this a purplish blue. Let's make this aqua, and we can make this, what didn't I use yet? This one. Okay, so now we have shades of blue. We'll go over up here in the Align menu what everything is, and then I'll show you how it works. So Align objects, you have horizontal align left, center, or right, which means that you're aligning objects horizontally. This one is vertically, so vertical top, middle, bottom. I think it's center. Yeah, so top, center, bottom. And then you can distribute objects as well. So if you want things to be evenly spaced out vertically or horizontally, you would use these tools here. Distributing spacing is the same way. You can distribute the spaces vertically or horizontally between your objects if you'd like. So if you were to select, say, these three, and then you did distribute spacing between each other, they would do equal space between the square and the circle, and then the circle and the circle. And the last thing on the Align panel is the Align to drop-down menu, which is very important. So if you're clicking on Align to, there's Align to selection, there's Align to artboard, and then key object is grayed out because I don't have anything selected. So if I was aligning to a key object, I would select all of these. I would click one more time on the key object, and then it would focus on Align to key object, meaning that this one and this one will move, this one will not move. And that option is automatically highlighted as soon as you click on that extra shape. So if we had all 5 of these shapes selected and I only want 4 of them to move to center, I could click on this bottom one again, give it the extra highlight that it needs right now, and then we'll automatically be aligned to the key object. If I deselect all of these and go into here, it's going to automatically be aligned to selection, which means that it's going to be aligned to the object that you have selected. So let's just show you how this works. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you how the Align Objects works up here and on the horizontal. So we can do these two together, and I'm going to align them left. So now they are perfectly, let me put this up here so you can see them a little bit better. Line them on the left. So now they are perfectly lined up on this side. If I had it over here, can select these both, align right, and it's going to align to the one on the right. And then the same thing again, highlighting these both, centering them will make them both meet in the center. So that is that option. Same thing for vertically. If you have them like this, you want them both selected, aligning them at the top. You can bring this down, select them again, aligning them at the bottom, select them together, and highlight them and align center. So it's just a matter of what you want them to line up to. Again, if you have the objects equally highlighted like this, it will take the entire box and focus on this box. If you were aligning left, it will align over here. If you were aligning right, it'll align over here. If you're aligning top, it'll align up top. If you're aligning bottom, it'll align down bottom. If you then select this again, one more click, so let's do it this one so you can see it. Click, see how it turns into a bold blue outline? Now when you center, it's going to jump over. It will no longer pay attention to this rectangle, which is the bounding box. It's going to be focused on this. So if I want this to jump over and line to the left, it will. Let's undo that. I'm going to select this again. I still want this to be aligned to the right side, but this isn't going to move. This is going to jump over. And again, for centering, same thing. This will always jump over to this one will always stay in place. So that's a good tool when you want to align to selection. The other option here when you're doing other alignments, or the one that we just did, is that you can align to the artboard. Again, your artboard is this rectangular box that you're seeing on your backboard. If you can't see your artboard, Command-Shift-H or Control-Shift-H will bring it back or show it. So again, if you're not seeing it, Command-Shift-H will bring it back, Control-Shift-H if you're on Windows, and then you're going to be aligning to this box if you pick Align to Artboard, which I don't often do unless I really want everything to be dead center in the middle of a sheet or in the middle of the artboard. I usually align to an object. It's all a personal preference. So if I were to align to artboard for this, select all of these, change this to Align to Artboard. We're going to center it. It's going to bring it all to the center right down here in the middle. If I wanted it to all align to this object, I can click here, and if I wanted it centered, everything would jump over to that object. If I wanted to do the spacing, I'm going to hide my artboards for a minute, so Command-Shift-H or Control-Shift-H. If I wanted to test the spacing, I can put everything in kind of a equal line, I guess we'll say. I'm going to select everything like this, and I'm going to do distribute spacing horizontally. And what you'll see is it leaves the same amount of space in between each shape so that you don't have to worry about measuring that out yourself. So that's super helpful for me often when I'm doing text or hand lettering or things like that, and I want to make sure that everything is spaced out equally. That tool works very well. So there are a bunch of options inside of the alignment panel. There's also options inside of the Align To drop-down menu, and those are ones that you want to pay attention to when you're aligning objects, just to make sure that things don't shift around like you don't want them to. And that concludes this tutorial. As always, feel free to join us in the Glowcreate group on Facebook for additional tips and tricks on how to use Procreate and Adobe Illustrator beyond the screen to turn your digital artwork into physical products. If you enjoyed this video and would like to be notified of future tutorials, please hit the like button and subscribe below. Until next time, this is Heather Lynn of Lobo Design signing off. I'll holla at you later.